Hi, and today we're going to talk about how to have the perfect date. Whether that cute coworker has finally asked you out, or that guy that you met online has invited you for a drink this Friday, you probably want to make sure that you have a great date. You get all dolled up and you put on your favorite date outfit. You walk into the bar and you look around you to see where he is. You realize that you feel super nervous. You want to make a good first impression, but you also want to be your true self. So how do you do that? Well, I can tell you that I've been on over 100 dates, so I definitely know what you're feeling. I also learned what it takes to have a great date no matter what, even if you have absolutely nothing in common with the guy. So let me share 7 tips with you on how to have the perfect date. Number 1, your mindset. This is the thing that changed my approach to dating completely. Dating can be very frustrating because the people that you come across, they don't always meet your expectations. Instead of trying to see if every guy you meet qualifies to be your partner, simply be curious and non-judgmental. This is how you will set yourself up to enjoy the date no matter what. Remember, every person you meet knows something that you don't. Number 2, don't overstay your welcome. A 1-hour date should never turn into a whole day. A big mistake that many women make is they allow the first date to go on for way too long. The first date should always be at a cafe or a bar, never dinner. If you agree to something like dinner, you end up being stuck with a guy for way too long if you realize that you have nothing in common with him. If you go for a drink or a coffee date, it's always easier to leave if you really want to. The first date should ideally be less than 2 hours, even if you really like the guy. The date should be short but sweet. You give off a great first impression, you have fun together, but you leave him wanting more. Number 3, be a good conversationalist. Men like women who are interesting. He wants to see that you have something to say. He wants to see that you have an opinion. So don't be afraid to disagree with him, of course, without being argumentative or aggressive. Show him that you have interests, whether it's books, hobbies, or whatever it may be. Think of something interesting that you recently saw that not many people know about, and then share it with him to see what his opinion is. Number 4, be interested, and I mean in him. Do not rely on your phone to escape an awkward moment. If you need to check your phone once, then that's fine. But do not spend your whole night on Instagram. Why? Because it's disrespectful. Plus, it sends the message that you are more interested in yourself and that you have somewhere better to be. Which leads me to the next point. Do not spend the whole night talking about yourself, even if you are super nervous. Like I mentioned before, be curious about him. You don't need to plan an entire script, but you may want to think of a few questions in advance that you want to ask him. Instead of the usual, "What do you do for fun?" question, ask him about a hobby that he has, and then say to him, "Well, what do you like the most about this hobby?" Or "Why did you choose it?" Why questions are very important because they get to the bottom of who a person really is. Number 5, be playful. You don't want the date to feel like an interview, so you don't have to be serious the entire time. Let's say he tells you that he's the youngest child, so you can say something to him like, "Oh, so that means you're spoiled, right?" It's a playful tease that breaks tension and lets him see that you're easygoing. Number 6, find common ground. When you're getting to know a new guy, it's important to see if your values are compatible with his. Think of something that's really important to you in your life, something that takes up a lot of time and that you would absolutely want to share with your partner. Bring up that topic with him and see how he reacts. Let's say that you love to travel and you tend to go away for months at a time. Tell him about an experience that you had that inspired you while you were traveling and see if he will be open to that. Remember, bring up the things that are important to you, the things that you need to have accepted in your life. And the final point is, remember the taboo topics that you need to avoid. You may have heard this before, but there are certain topics that you should never bring up on the first date. Politics, religion, money, sex, past relationships, and marriage are all topics that are off limits and you should avoid them on the first date. There are a ton of things that you can talk about besides that. Do not bring up the drama of your past relationships or complain about your exes or tell them how badly you want to find the love of your life. Be as easygoing and as casual as you can be. And most importantly, have fun. So that's it. Those were your top 7 rules on how to have the perfect date. Let me know about your best and worst dating experiences. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, and share this with somebody who needs it. See you next time.